UFC lightweight Dan Hooker has shot down on a potential fight with Conor McGregor in February as his partner is expecting the birth of their second child that month. Speaking to Bloody Elbow at Bare Knuckle Fighting Championships event in Marbella last weekend, McGregor suggested he's scheduled to fight Dan Hooker in Saudi Arabia. In a brief exchange, the BKFC shareholder said, "February 1st, Saudi Arabia," adding, Dan Hooker when asked for his opponent. The former two-division champion hasn't fought since losing to Dustin Poirier back in 2021. He was expected to fight former Bellator champion Michael Chandler in his comeback to the UFC, but pulled out of his UFC 303 clash due to an injury. The American is now scheduled to face Charles Oliveira in a mouth-watering rematch in November at UFC 309. As for Hooker, the Hangman has re-inserted his name in the lightweight division after he hit a bumpy road in his career following a defeat to Poirier in 2020. He then lost to the likes of Chandler, Islam Makhachev and Arnold Allen before finally finding some consistent form. The Kiwi is unbeaten in his last 3 fights and recently claimed the number 5 spot in the division after producing one of the best performances of his career, defeating Mateusz Gamrot at UFC 305 earlier this summer. The 34-year-old attended at the BKFC event in Marbella last weekend and was spotted having a chat with McGregor inside the squared circle, adding fuel to the fire of a potential clash in the cage. While the Irishman insisted a February return, the Hangman is open to a fight with the Notorious, but IR must take place in January or March, as he's expecting his second child with his partner in February. In an interview with Helen Yee, he said, "I'm good to go in January or March. The missus is due, with a baby in February, so no can go. I've got a little girl on the way." You'd even turn down big fight with Conor McGregor for that. You're not missing that. No panties are coming off in February. Despite talks of fighting Hooker, the Irishman star still hopes to settle his beef with Chandler, but UFC boss Dana White has insisted no decision has been made about his next opponent. "I'd like it to be Chandler," McGregor said about his UFC comeback ahead of Anthony Joshua's loss to Daniel Dubois last month. "I'd like that to be squared away. I wish him well against Oliveira, but let's see how it goes." White always anticipated that the 36-year-old would return next year. When asked if McGregor will fight again, he replied, "Yes. I wasn't 100% in 2024, but I am in 2025. I just am. I know more than you guys know. I'm 100% confident McGregor will fight next year."